So I want to talk a little about what happened today, March 14th, 2018. Students across America walked out of class today to protest gun violence. Now before I go any further, I want to address what I'm playing. I promise you, there's a reason why I'm playing Call of Duty while talking about this, but let me comment on the matter at hand first and add this later where it's necessary. First and foremost, I applaud students wholeheartedly for doing this. In a way, this has given me faith in both society and this new generation of children all over again. This might be the one great thing that has come from all this social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. Let me explain. When I was in high school, social media wasn't like this. There was no such thing as selfies or hashtags like there are now, so we were more dependent on one another with certain matter. Why am I saying this? I don't think my generation, I'm 27 by the way, believed we had a voice as a teenager. We were just punk losers that only mattered to the world if our face was on the front page in local newspapers. But this new generation has a voice. They can share their thoughts and feelings everywhere, and people can comment on what's being said. Unfortunately, sometimes this has had a negative effect on kids, but I honestly think if it wasn't for social media, this protest would never have happened. I'm not asking you to agree with me when I say this. You are all entitled to your own opinion. But I don't think Matt Bevin or Jack Thompson know what they're talking about when they blame this violence on video games. This matter isn't any more about games than it is R-rated movies or books such as A Clockwork Orange or Stephen King's Rage. And by wasting our time blaming these inanimate objects, we're not focusing on the problem at hand, which are the guns themselves. I'll be honest guys, I don't know what the solution is when it comes to gun control. We're the home of the free, and it seems so many things step on the toes of the First Amendment, or the Second Amendment, and so on. But what I do know is this. What these kids are doing is a great start. They're showing that this new generation, these upcoming men and women, care about what's happening in our country, and they are seeing it through eyes none of us ever will. We never had to worry about school shootings to this extent when I was a teenager, and for any of us old-timers to say we know what they are going through is ridiculous, if not disrespectful. Will this teenage walkout make a difference? If I were to be honest, I'm not sure. But one thing is certain. Teenagers do have a voice and their actions can be heard. I know I said I'd mention why you're watching this game while I talk, but now I don't want to. This should be more about the children than me. But for those of you who demand an explanation, I'll just say this. If gun violence is to exist, leave it in fictional games with fictional and unreal settings. And focus on what these kids are doing now. Don't go blaming games or movies and cycle it back around to where nothing gets accomplished. This is about teenagers and their demand to end gun control. Take their actions with more than a grain of salt. The solution to this might be complex, but change is desperately needed. Change, not blame.